IdoNotes, episode 108. I sit with Paul Mooney. We talk about Lotus Traveler, PlanetLotus, IamLUG, ILUG, UKLUG, IamLUG. We're all lugged out.
Shall we start? We just talk our way into it?
Well, far be it for us to be professional at the best of times.
We're not. All right, well, we'll go live. We'll go now. So welcome, everybody. We are doing a cross-blend IdoNotes, UKLUG, IamLUG, Traveler, everything you can imagine with Commando Paul over there. Keep in mind he has no pants. He's pantsless.
Nothing below here.
He's wearing webcam clothing from Carl. He's totally just wearing the T-shirt and nothing else. So, no, we are split cross geographically in the world. Recording, and I'll tell you what, man, this has been a whirlwind for you, I know, because the next few weeks you've got UKLUG hitting first, right?
Yeah, that's coming up very, very soon. Now, if anybody goes to uklug.info, you're going to see the agenda has just been published. It starts Monday, May 23rd for 2 days in Manchester, and there's a 2 days full of some pretty serious sessions.
Are there slots open for people to come? I didn't even ask you.
There are slots available. There's still some seats there. I know it's filling up pretty quick. There's not much room left, but if people do register, you're going to get seats. It's a bigger venue. Warren's up the game now, so there's more room than last.
Because he moved it to some town none of us know. So it's in Manchester, right? So everyone knows it's outside of London.
Yeah, and there's direct flights from the US. Manchester's a pretty big international airport, so I know Julian Robish was flying direct from Atlanta.
Because it's Delta. It's Delta. They fly direct everywhere in the world. There's no other choice. I'm flying into London, so I'll be taking what, a bus or what am I taking, a train?
Train, probably. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. How far is it from London, so people get an
From London, if you were training it, it's a couple of hours, not too far.
Okay.
It's not too far away. Yeah, you get to see some nice countryside and city side stuff, and off you go. Manchester's a pretty big city. So if you like sport and you're a big soccer fan as well, you're going to one of the homes of soccer.
Oh, I know, man. Okay, we're ready. Let's go.
Are you going to go see him? You should see if there's a match on. You and Carl should probably try and make one.
I didn't even rethink about that. All right, I'll find Mr. Tyler himself. So how many sessions are you guys pulling together this year for you guys?
I have no idea. I'm just looking at the agenda slot here in front of me. I was on the admin track picking sessions. But the sessions start at 8 a.m. They finish at 6:30 p.m. There's 4 tracks, and they're full. You've got sessions covering just about everything to do with notes, domino, same time, quick place, WAS. Then you got some case studies, and you've got some customer studies there, and you've got the sponsor events as well.
Plugins, widgets.
Composite applications, they're all in there.
That's my session. Plugins, widgets. Hey, I've got a session in there too. I think I'm first thing in the morning on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we know you don't drink.
Right,
so
exactly.
You can go there. You'll be okay.
Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate the effort that you put into that right there.
That's going to be quite significantly about the social activities of the people that attend this event.
Well, that's another thing I wanted to ask you. So, are there going to be? What about Monday night? Is there a reception party Monday night?
There's a drinks reception from 7:30 from 5:30 to 6:30. I believe there's a speed sponsoring event on as well, so it will be pretty busy. I'm not going to be able to make it to UKLUG this time until Tuesday morning because I'll still be in the US working. So I get in Tuesday morning, and then there will be a full day on Tuesday. I present Tuesday afternoon, and there'll be more welcome. There'll be evening receptions Tuesday afternoon and evening as well. It's following the good lug traditions that you have over in the US with IamLUG and ILUG and BLUG and all these other events. There's plenty of social activity in these things.
It's ridiculous. So you're going to look like hell basically during your session.
Yeah, that's my plan.
And then we'll go back to the other one. But then you're doing the same thing for IamLUG in the fall. You're arriving, late on Monday. You're missing most of Monday, of course, and then you'll be ready to present on Tuesday again. Yeah.
That's it's masochism at the best of times. It's my travel schedule for the next 2 months is looking pretty hilarious at this stage. I don't even know where I'm booking flights for.
Well, where can they find you? So I know UKLUG. Where else? Might as well tell them where else you're going to be.
Well, I'm working together with Team Studio. Blue F Technology are putting together a full-day Traveler workshop, which is an event that we've come up with Team Studio, which is a deep dive, hands-on technical workshop,
Sure.
Demo slides, where we put together a Traveler environment, discuss the ins and outs of everything to do with Traveler, discuss the whole setup, discuss the whole configuration, discuss as much as well, to some points of what things maybe Traveler can't do, as well as what Traveler can do, and respect it for what it is and where it fits in the marketplace, and what everyday administrators and operations teams have to put up with at the moment. Like, BlackBerry, as good as the Bez server is, as good as the BlackBerry devices are, you have a CTO or a CIO walking in with his iPad. He wants his iPad.
Well, are these going to be are you live installs? Are you going to do live work too, or is it going to be?
We're going to have a live server, live Wi-Fi environment, but what we're going to do is have devices for everyone in the room.
Oh.
So we're going to simulate the entire setup. We're going to do it all on screen. There's going to be a massive slide deck, PDF files with instructions for people to take away. We, myself, and a Team Studio speaker, depending on the location, will be going through it all. But if they don't have mobile devices, we're going to give them an iPod Touch. We're going to give them these things. They don't get to keep them.
Oh, I was going to ask. I was about to sign up for every city.
No, they don't get to keep them. They got to give them back. But we're going to bring them through the entire setup, device management as much as you can do with Traveler. Mm-hmm. Talk about a bit outside of the box with Traveler, and also talk about the things that places maybe haven't even considered. Like, I see so many sites deploying Traveler, and then thinking about it afterwards. Because Traveler is one of those things, like BlackBerry, as you know, BlackBerry 10 years ago, it was that box under your desk that went from 0 to critical.
Yeah,
and,
exactly. Quickly too, very fast. Yeah.
As soon as the wrong person got the right device, it was the critical machine. And so places that have deployed Traveler, they don't even consider what's their business policy. Like, what if Chris Miller is the CIO and he got an iPad for Christmas off his wife, and he's got photos of all of his kids on that device, and he loses it, and I say, okay, I'm going to wipe your device. Where does the blood stop dripping there at that point?
Depends on how much you love your family.
Yeah. Obviously not enough. So it's
wipe it. I don't like the kids. Get rid of the kids. So what cities are you doing this in first?
I think it kicks off in the U.S. I'll be presenting this session in. I'm going to bring up my list here. It will be in May 18th in New York.
Okay.
May 25th in Manchester, the day after UKLUG.
Okay.
So we're presenting it there. June 16th in London, and then some other event some people may have heard of. I know it's coming up sometime in August.
Think about
3rd of August straight after IamLUG in St. Louis.
Yeah, we worked that out with Team Studio. We were glad that they're on board again this year. And then they actually, I brought up the idea of saying, what about that Mooney guy? Doesn't he do some event? Why not do it the day after? So there will be a full day. It's a paid event, so everyone knows, but 2 days free of IamLUG. But then there will be your event on Wednesday for the administrators to get to, so a full day of Traveler. And we all get to keep our devices in St. Louis because it's the last city, right?
No,
but
okay. You can try. You can run for the door, and if the Team Studio guys don't catch you and beat you up, you just keep going. You keep running. One thing I would say, I know it is a paid event, but as far as I know, it's It's not expensive. It's cheap. They're positioning it more from an educational standpoint, and they get enough people in the room. They'll cover their costs. And all of it works out well. I know it's not going to be a silly price. I don't know off the top of my head, but I know it's a couple $100. It's not expensive.
Yeah, I think it's a few more than that because I know what St. Louis should be with because we do what we did last year was tack it on. So last year we had all the different stuff. This year you're going to be there you'll be in room A, the administration room, and then back in room D. Back this year will be I use this as promo. Will be Matt White doing X Pages 201. So last year he did 101. This year he's doing 201, going beyond. So he's taking it to the next step of building applications, and he'll be down the hall.
But he doesn't know what he's on about.
No, pretty much no. He has no idea what he's doing. He's a developer, so it doesn't matter.
It's a huge bluffing session by Matt White. I'm amazed that guy gets away with it. I really am.
This whole X Pages thing is a farce anyway. It doesn't really exist. It's all just fancy coding in HTML5.
Beware of the attack kittens, my friend. They will dive in. They will scratch you.
It's all I've got one database that runs X Pages, and it's broke all the time. It doesn't matter. It's fine. No, I'm kidding. He's doing 201. It's going to be great. Last year he ran a fantastic session. He didn't sell. He got really close to selling out last year. But every room, it's a bring your own laptop for his event. Yours you provide. His is bring your own laptop. But he provides you everything you need, the sample database and things you need. There's power and Wi-Fi like you're doing there. So it's a no-brainer. And you're going to be in a bunch of different cities. So, for those on the East Coast, they can just roll up the street and go to New York for that. If you're planning on doing an event, come to 2 days free of IamLUG, and we can do it that way. And then you're doing it again in the UK. For those in Europe, go to 2 days free of UKLUG, and then go to your event again over there.
And I know Team Studio are even planning to run it further afield, or over in Europe. It's going to be Central Europe as well. So there will be more dates added in over time to run the thing. But the way it is, it's the same as Matt White's events. You turn up with your own laptop. We'll give you the documentation that you need. We take a very realistic approach at it. It's ground level work. It's operational based. It's not blue sky stuff. It's saying, right, here's it is. Here's how we've dealt with it on a customer site. Here's how it works. Here's how it scales. Here's what you need to consider. Here's the real world. And, let's just take all the fluffy stuff off of it and just tear it apart.
Yeah, I know one of the things about monitoring has been an issue, right? People wonder about how I monitor everything, and there's some things coming with that. We both probably know. So there's some things that that's one of the missing pieces a lot of people had for years was I deploy these huge Traveler installs now, device management like you mentioned, but what about the server side, right? Is it accessible? How many users? What is the load? All that's relatively new. Even DDM.
How many devices active per user? There's all these things that you can have to dig very deep to find out, but it should be a better way for it to be displayed to you.
Yeah, you think about that. So you've got it on the iPad, you've got it on the iPod, you put it on your Android, you're hitting the website, but then on another one you're hitting it again. So you could have 3 or 4 devices using it per person.
And how do you control that? I enable Chris Miller to come in and use Traveler. How do I actually stop? I only want Chris to use it on his iPad. Yeah. Unless I'm watching it every day of the week, I'm watching what you do because I don't trust you. It's very hard to keep your eye on that. So we discuss all these things and how they're being addressed in some ways and how they're going to be addressed in other ways. So we try to keep it as much in the trenches as possible and just try to keep it as a real life war and peace. Just trying to keep it all going.
So they can bring their own device. Right?
If they want to, it's kind of like everybody has their own love of their own device. If you want to bring your own device there and wipe it and set it up on our little test stuff, you just go nuts. If it's an iPhone, it'll accept multiple profiles. If you want to bring an Android device, bring an Android device. But Team Studio are just going to supply a lot of iPod touches and just put them out there and say, look, use these. And that means, maybe for 1 or 2 of them, we'll just show a remote wipe. And off you go.
Yeah, if there's something that you didn't want the content of, let Paul remote wipe it while he's there. Either way, it'll work.
I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And then when Sarbanes-Oxley comes along, you just blame me. You can just say, it was the short Irish guy did it.
Blame you. There was no data on that device. There was no problem at all. There was nothing there. What are you guys talking about? Who had that Android device? What else do you have coming up? Anything else big and coming up?
Well, we've got obviously got the View conferences coming up in Vegas in June, so they're going to be coming along. Then there's there's just a whole lot of travel. A lot of it's revolving around various events over the summer, which is unusual because usually the summer is the quiet time for these types of things. But the Blue Wave as a services company, we're just finding things are actually pretty flat out this year, even going into the summer months. And it's typically usually when we find things actually hitting a lull. So it's an interesting year. It's kind of just going against the curve a little bit, and you're almost afraid to say it to people, So it's good to see. It's just a lot of travel. The Norway user group. No, I forgot it. There's another one there. I'm going to the Norwegian user group, which is it's on near Torp in Norway, and that is on in May. Let me just pull up the date here.
I didn't even know about that one.
Yeah, they approached me a few years ago and I couldn't make it. So it's on the 11th and 12th of May. What I'll do is I'll post you some details. You can put them in show notes. Yep. But I'm going to be presenting over there on advanced clustering and probably another session like a Min Blast while I'm there. But another very social event, apparently very well received, very well liked, and a very large attendance. So I've never been. I can't wait to see it.
What's the one we just did? We did Netherlands. That's the one we just did.
IamLUG. No, we did Belgium.
No. I mean, before that, we did Netherlands, not Norway. We did Netherlands user group.
Oh, yeah. NL group. And this is the Norway group. There's just so many groups.
Yeah. BLUG, NLUG. What are they called? NLUG? What are they? Is it just...
NLUG. Yeah, something. I don't remember. Then there's you got DNUG. You've got the Domino Pointed event. You've got... the Italian, well, that is the Italian one. You've just got events just about everywhere. So if you just throw it back to a few years ago when there was no events, now all of a sudden there's just too many.
My Down Under viewers, they announced IamLUG.
Yeah, that is going to be a big deal for anyone in that region, in that area, like from Singapore heading east.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to have an event with some pretty big names all turning up in Australia, all going to just go and present at these things, you know?
You say that loosely. We don't know the names yet, but we presume pretty big names.
I've heard some names. I've heard some rumors, you know. So it's I'm sure many people will be trying to fit that somehow into their itinerary to make it to Sydney to present at an event. So I can see some people just invent all sorts of reasons to get there.
Oh yeah, there's got to be a reason why you'd have to go down there for a few days at least.
There's that server I need to fix in Singapore. I just need to get, and I just can't do it remotely. I have to be there. I have to be in front of it. I have to press that button.
Right, it's an hour outside.
Yeah, it's. I gotta go. You gotta find a reason as well. What's your excuse? What's your excuse plan for that event?
Actually, we have a server that sits in Singapore in a data center there. That is a remote server because it had to be on in the country. And they never answered the phone for 3 days. So I'm thinking I might have to go just to push the button.
I think you should.
Or upgrade. Upgrade. I think it's going to be an upgrade.
Don't stress yourself now. Just push the button. Just turn it off and on again. Just if you upgrade it, something might break. Just leave it there.
I'm thinking something that isn't even out yet. I'm just going to make up a version, just upgrade it to something that's brand new. 855? Sure, you can have 855. Whatever version you want.
Just get me there.
Just get me there. Because by the time I get there and actually do it, it might just be there at 855, 853 at least.
I am curious to see what Matt Newman's going to do with an event. To see the way he took over Lotusphere itself. I want to see what he'll actually do in his hometowns. Not that is his hometown, but to actually see what he does in Sydney.
Well, he sat next to me at Gurupalooza, to my right, and he was wearing his yellow suit, and he was very unshaven and unkempt, and I said, have you had that on since yesterday and actually slept or gone to bed? He said, no. Pretty much he was still running in the Wednesday clothes.
We have all been there.
At that point, he was still running at Wednesday close. And so, last thing I know, we were talking before we came on about today was, and it's very weird. So everyone understands we're recording this on the 19th, which it'll be out by tomorrow morning. But Tuesday the 19th, something different on the blogs and PlanetLotus. It looked like a busy day. I don't know if that makes sense to everybody, but usually certain posts get a lot of traffic, and other ones are real small. But every post on the page is high traffic today. I don't know what the issue was or what the news. You'll probably look right now and you'll look at the numbers today. But there's been a lot of yellow sphere, blogosphere, bubble trouble again as usual. But are you seeing
bubble trouble? That's a good one. I got to remember bubble trouble. That will be nice.
Are you seeing it? Isn't it weird? The numbers are looking a little odd today.
I find a great way to inflate my numbers on PlanetLotus is to just mention something either offensive or scandalous or something like that, or just something that will just cause discussion. Yeah, I can see the numbers are pretty high today.
I did that yesterday. I announced something that was big yesterday. That did it. The shutting down of NotesNet, which we should talk about so everyone understands. You know about Notes, not Notes.net, so everyone knows the old way to get to the forums, but NotesNet, the mail routing. It's been around forever, as long as I can remember.
Notes 4, I think.
No, it was before Notes 4.
Was it before? I came on 4.
It was in 3.
Anyway. All right,
it was in 3, but it allowed you to route Notes native NRPC traffic. What?
Route.
Through.
Route.
Oh, route. Oh, here we go. Router. It allowed you to send mail through NRPC traffic through IBM to not only other partners but directly to IBMers. So encryption was there for the key passing as well as full notes rich text. Fidelity was there. It never really touched, the
doc links, everything that if you wanted to use something, it worked.
And they finally, about months ago, they started sending notices, and they finally, they gave a week. This week is their grace period, but they basically said, as of the 18th, change all your documents to cut it off. And changed it. And a lot of partners were like, whoa, even though they're going to offer an alternative, that's a lot of changing you have to do. Instead of leaving the Notes mail domain the same for routing purposes, they totally changed it all. Mm-hmm. So address books, entries, all that stuff has now been changed and manipulated.
I'd be curious to see why, because it's not that hard to leave an adjacent domain document up and running. It's not, it's not that, if you want to move it to new hardware or restructure it, or maybe you can change all the keys but leave the domain name the same. There's no major reason why you'd want to do that. And I can imagine there's a lot of tech people with a lot of personal contacts entered that will cause them problems in about 5-6 days' time.
Well, I cheated it. Well, no, I didn't actually. So what I did is I made entries for everybody under their Lotus or IBM certified name whatever they were, at Lotus, at IBM, whatever it was. And then in the routing of their person document field, I said send through the domain notes.net. So their certificate matched. But I had just ran an agent to replace that field, which wasn't a big deal. But I was thinking about it and said, you're right. They could have had us cross-cert again with a new server, but left the domain routing the same for the ease of everybody involved, even them sending back to us, because now every IBMer that used to send to us is now broken because they won't route through at notes.net anymore either. So it was sending to you at your domain at notes.net. Now they've got to change all those as well.
Are they manually changing all that, or are they going to fix it internally? Like, because they could fix it in many ways.
It's per person, because they don't have a main. Besides the database for the partners, they don't have a main directory that actually, like every one person would use. Everyone I deal with is a personal address book issue.
Yeah.
So, same as my site. I don't have them in a main directory. They're all in personal address books, right?
Did the new domain work for you though when you actually set it up?
No, it bounced. The first time it bounced. Now, replication looked like it worked, which is a different host, which is weird. Before you used one host. Now it's a different host for mail and a different host for replication. But it didn't work the first time. I was getting not found in directory errors. So.
Well, I use it less and less, and actually probably not going to be that affected by it because I just route everything through SMTP.
Right.
So
well, I like the way you route stuff. I like the way you route.
Yeah, I know when I've been in America too long. Actually, you'll be talking to me by the time I'm at St. Louis, and I'll be saying route.
Yeah.
And then you'll know I've been Americanized, and it's time for me to get my ass back to Europe as quick as possible.
And you'll say 3.
Never gonna happen.
People don't know. It doesn't. You hear the we hear the accents come out, and the different ways people enunciate things come out as we travel the world. It becomes humorous at some places. Mainly, when I sat there blank-faced with, I believe it was, were we at IamLUG? One of them that we had someone that spoke no English at all, but he sat in the session and nodded appropriately at all the right places. Those are usually the diagrams on the slides. So it worked very well. Did you just freeze on me? There you go. Your video froze for a minute.
Well, so did you. You had this kind of strange-looking face in you there. I thought you were just staring at my goldfish tank or something around the corner there.
No,
so
you're fine.
You back? You okay?
I'm fine. No, you were fine. It just you froze for a minute in a good smile. It was great, and then you got grainy, but it's the lovely pipes across the big pond is all it was. So, anywhere else you're going to be, or anything else you want to cover, and then we'll get you back to business. We're on time and everything else. Anything else that you got coming up? Other Blue Wave stuff? Other announcements?
No, all is good. The Symantec Vision Conference on in Las Vegas. I'll be presenting with Symantec about a product that myself and Warren Ellsmore are doing a phenomenal amount of work on these days, which is Symantec Enterprise Vault. We've gone through pretty much every archiving product there has been, including the many third parties, native products, IBM Common Store, and other products over the years. And, EV is a good piece of kit. Blue Wave partner with very few companies. We like our impartiality. We got to use EV, and myself and Warren, as Warren blogged is saying, this is actually a product that isn't crap. This is an archiving tool that works. It's a compliance tool that works. It's designed with notes in mind, the way they've engineered it for Domino. And we met the guys that built it. They're Domino administrators, and they know how it works. And it has a UI, it has a front end, which is better than some other archiving tools. So we've really got on board with Symantec. We're doing a hell of a lot of work in that product space alone. And Symantec have asked us to go to their Vision conference first week of May and present to Lotus IBM customers about that as a tool set, something to look at, something to think about, because especially depending where you are in the world, the compliance side is as big as the archiving side.
Yeah, where is this conference going to be, just per chance?
It's another trip to Las Vegas. It's Vegas in first week of May.
We're so disappointed to hear that you had to go to Vegas twice in a couple months. It's horrid that it was, it's even paid for. It's horrid that they're sending you over for an event like that.
I feel bad about it. I'm sure I'll feel bad about it by the time I'm there 24 hours and having to turn around and fly home. It's I won't get time that much to see the sights, but I'll. It's a strange city. I was there once before with you.
I was gonna say it's like the movie. If everyone saw the movie, The Hangover, that was the last time I've been in Vegas with Paul. That was just over a year and 3 months ago. Yeah,
straight after Lotus Fear, which in itself was a bad idea. Send 15 very tired people to a bachelor party, to use your term, in Vegas. Deers in the headlights. That's what we were. So A fun weekend.
I think you left off the point. It was from what we counted 11 different countries, 10 different countries. Canada, Scotland, Ireland, UK,
Italy, Portugal,
the US. It was pretty bad.
There was people from everywhere there, and you were our pimp, so it was fine.
It was horribly fun, but just horrible overall. Like I said, if anyone saw the movie, if anyone saw Hangover or going to see Hangover 2, just picture all the Lotus people you know in that movie, and you'll pretty much have exactly what happened. I don't know anything about the monkeys or but it was horrible.
Oh dear God, I get flashbacks. I'm sure I'll find myself walking around Vegas in a few weeks' time, actually looking around, going, "Yeah, this brings me back."
I saw that. I ate there. That was a great buffet.
Yeah. Oh well. It's a strange city to go. That was my first time, and I'm going to be there again 2 more times in the next coming week. So, but the Vision conference would be great to get there. The View conference is always good to actually go and meet people. There is a user group event on just before it as well. But then I'm at St. Louis for IamLUG, which is the closest event all of us in Europe feel like it's to one of ours, if that makes any sense at all. It's kind of got the way the ILUG, UKLUG, BLUG, and all these things put together. The IamLUG event, from having been there, not having been to all of them, but it had the same type of approach. Informal, technical, content, social. Everyone can enjoy. Everyone can argue and bitch and fight, but everybody enjoys it and talks. So.
And if they do, we don't care.
Yeah.
It's free. I'm not sure what you're complaining about. It's free, but some of the best speakers. Gab is there. She's coming back this year. You are there. Mary Beth Raven. We've had, of course, Ed Brill. We've had Kevin Kavanaugh. All that, all those guys. But we have, all these speakers come through, and it's just been, Paul Calhoun, Kathy Brown has been there. John Head has been. The speaker list is amazing of what we get to come down to the event.
You get them all there, and the funny thing is, it is amazing. If I'm involved, I've got my fingers in different industries, as you do, as we all do at this stage. Yeah. There's nothing like that bunch of people in any other industry I know.
There's nothing like you at 3 a.m. in the casino bars.
No, there is, but there wasn't a part of me left at the casino bar at 3 a.m. But we all turn up for these things, and we all go. We all enjoy each other's company. If you even look at PL, the amount of people argue there online, but when they all meet, they all get along, and it's great to see everybody sitting down having a beer together, and then you just meet some of the smartest people you know, and they just, if you put up a problem, they've probably been there, seen it, done it, fixed it, found a way around it, or sent it back into IBM, and then you get people like Susan Bullock who will just speak on behalf of IBM and actually break our back trying to actually find a solution for you. Fantastic.
And something else is that both of us can actually say, and thanks to for the ILUG, the UKLUG, the IamLUG, the sponsors that make it all happen.
Yeah, Team Studio will be one of the ones, Integra, like companies that keep coming back over and over again. GSX, Symantec, and many more. They seem to. They get the whole approach to the event, they get how the whole thing works, and they just like being involved in these things, So, it's repeat sponsors, and they must be spread pretty thin sometimes because there's so many of these events on now, but they just want to be at all of them. They without them, it wouldn't happen. Everybody else gets a free ride.
And they're reaching a market that they won't find at some of the other events. So locals, the areas that they don't touch, they don't hear from those people. So that's one thing I heard the most is you get to see people they never see on a normal customer stream.
Absolutely, and like things like speed sponsoring and all those other things that you'll never get at big events because they're just too logistically difficult to do. You get running at these things, and people get to pitch their elevator pitch to everybody. It's great.
Oh, and we're going to have something a little different this year at IamLUG. It's a surprise, a little different than speed sponsoring, but still in the spirit of things, a little bit different.
Is this something similar to like Vegas last year, or is this something?
No.
Okay.
There wouldn't be any sponsors left if that was the case. No, we're going to do something. The pedestals are the sponsors there all day. They stand or sit all day long. They're available all day. They can go to sessions during the off times. But they found out, we've done speed geeking, both of us, a couple times, probably Lotus Sphere, whatever. They found out just how painful it is to repeat yourself 12 times in a row for 5 minutes, over and over and over. It's deadly.
Harsh.
To your voice, to your mind. A couple of them said, "Oh, this will be easy," and then I think it was Steve from GSX said, "That killed me." Because you're resetting and totally you're not in a flow of a pitch. You've got 5 minutes it's your elevator pitch on steroids.
Yeah. So, my tip of the hat goes to Team Studio last year at ILUG. They bought 15 bottles of Aftershock. Do you know Aftershock?
Yeah,
US?
yeah.
That green and red weird stuff. They bought 15 bottles of that stuff.
Yeah.
Hang on. And then proceeded to pour out shots for everybody. So every 5 minutes, everybody would get shots coming in, and they'd drink a shot as well, start their pitch. Everybody would leave. They'd have refilled all the glasses, do another shot, do there. And I'm sitting there doing the MC at this event, and by the time it gets to go number 8, there's a guy called Simon Peake from Team Studio, one of the nicest guys, and he's leaning against the wall giving his pitch. Because you know if that wall moves, he's gone. He's on the floor. But he was still actually trying to talk it out there. Gets to about goal number 13, 14, and he's sitting down, and he's now giving his pitch, and he's just saying, I can just keep it together for 5 more minutes, and off I go. So they won awards with me. And they gave me a bottle of Team Studio, which I will use to strip paint somewhere at some stage. I know that.
It was it's horridly strong. Horridly. Well, everyone should sign up for the Team Studio event. Of course, I'm going to recommend St. Louis personally, but definitely New York if you're there, London, wherever else you're going to be for those. But I recommend after IamLUG, come to that one. Also, catch Paul. My gosh, so we got UKLUG in a few weeks. He's got a semantic event for those that are in that space. Hilariously, did you ever meet the product manager for the semantic for Domino previously?
Paul Honey.
Before him.
Who?
Chris Miller. I used to get emails. I used to get emails cursing me of how did I switch and why am I doing this and how can I fix the product. I kept going because that's not me. You can look it up. It's online.
It could be worse. You could be me being asked to do book reviews or appear on MTV on Saturday Night Live every now and then.
Oh, that's for your Paul Mooney, the comedian from the U.S.?
Yes. Yeah,
yes.
nice.
And do you ever respond yes?
I have. And then I said, do you realize I'm like a small white guy that lives in Ireland? And they reply back, oops, sorry. And I never hear from them again.
Have you ever just said yes and then shown up at the local studio to get online and just done it? I'm serious. Because literally you're like, well, I am Paul Mooney. I don't understand who you were looking for. That would go over really well. I think you should pull that off.
I'll try. I'll see how that works out. I just can't see them covering my costs again. I get there.
No, they put you in a local studio, a local Dublin studio, an affiliate. It's like
Possibly.
CNN does. CNN does it here, and the news does it here. If they want you on one of the Fox News Network, they'll put you in the local Fox affiliate station and plug you up.
Chris, I will do that only if they let me do it live.
That's
so
what
when
I'm
they
saying.
turn up on the screen, yep, that'll end the show pretty quick.
We're cutting now to Paul Mooney. He's a well-known comedian. Everything else. Can someone please? Who the hell is this guy? Is this a test? All right, so everybody knows where to find Paul. He's pmooney.net online, so everyone can find him there. He's pmooneynet on Twitter.
Everywhere else.
Anywhere else. Well, your blog, which you moved to WordPress. pmooney.net there. So if anyone needs him to reach him there. Otherwise, I suggest you sign up for everything. And Paul, you hang on one second. Everybody else, we will be seeing you again next week for another screencast that I have next week.